geopolitics sauna. There we go. Here we go. Hi Sanna. It is wait, is this a preview? Wait, what is it? Why is it only 3 minutes? On the thing, I mean, where's the whole thing? Excuse me, one more time, it's only 3 minutes. I mean, I thought this was the whole thing. I'll find something else and then talk to you about that. It's August 3rd, 2025, Sunday. August 3rd, the 3rd day of August in year 2025. I need to talk to you about President Putin, you know. I literally signed up for Paramount Plus over again. Thinking this was gonna be
making sure that we will raise our R&D innovation funds up to 4% of our GDP. I think that would be
well. I don't know what you're doing. I mean, besides exactly, you know, in the future, you're living the best of your life, Sanna. I don't know. I don't know. I don't want to know. Sorry. Sorry. Did you ignore what I just? Ignore what I just thought. You know what I just thought. You know, I just found out about Lex and might have had a boyfriend for 3 or 5 years, and that's how it happened. That's how. Yeah. That's how Andrew got erased. You know, how I lost my knowledge. Because I've told you, I don't know if I've told you before. In 2019, I was at a rally for Tulsi Gabbard. Veterans Day, November 11, 2019. Andrew was in a room with Tulsi Gabbard and trying to join her campaign, knowing that I couldn't use my telepathy to try to help her win the campaign and cheat. But by 2020 and the first half of 2021, Andrew didn't know he was telepathic anymore because of Alexis's boyfriend that she had. Yeah. You're still hearing me. So that's how it happened. I mean, it makes a lot of sense that she has one because if she didn't have one, basically the pandemic may not have happened. I don't know. May not have. I don't know. It's a continuum. It's generation of continuum because all the causality from this pandemic that Andrew sent backwards in time to maybe like for World War One, you know, the dawn of history almost, dawn of video history that I sent backwards is because of a continuum that's generated that does not belong. And it absolutely must have altered the entirety of world history somehow. Any video, right? World War One video, World War Two video, I mentioned the pandemic. And I think it's you know. Anyway, hold on. That's weird. Okay. Never mind. Where's Sanna? I say watch later. Anything else? Sanna Marin. This is 2 years ago. I've seen this one. Seen this one. Seen this one. Seen this one. Crap. You know what? Seen that one. You know. Yeah, so you know what? I think in recent. Well, that's not at all. Recent. have I seen the address, commencement address? Probably not. Do not remember watching it. History. Sanna. I thought it was like June 16th. Or it's all this one. All this one. Okay, I'm guessing.
I would like to introduce Alina Das, Professor of Clinical Law, and James Weldon Johnson, Professor,
Here we go. Here we go.
NYU School of Law, who will present the candidate for Doctor of Humane Letters. Will Trustee and Chair
Perfect.
Designate
Take my selection.
Evan Chesler please escort the candidate to the lectern?
Oh man. Sanna
Marin, 46th Prime Minister of Finland. You personify the promise of Finland's robust democracy and demonstrate
Okay, definitely I don't remember any of this one.
you demonstrate successful
It
humanitarian
is August 3rd, 2025.
when appointed
I'm so sorry about not getting a woman become
in
president.
2019. You were the youngest
Not my fault. I just
serve
went
as a
crazy.
head of government,
Anyway,
leading an
slightly
all-female
crazy. Not really crazy, but I was upset,
and a
you know, Sanna.
majority female cabinet.
Andrew was upset, so
You support Finland's
sorry about
education,
preventing the first woman president from
which
becoming
is
president.
hailed
Sanna.
for its
It
respect
happened.
for teachers, excellence,
Um,
and values of cooperation and equity. As a fearless advocate for long-term
Honestly, Sanna,
of the earth,
if Alexis just asked me out on a date, because Alexis is probably a Democrat, she got sent me on a date in like 2000,
continually address
early 2023
urgent
or, I mean, 20,
of climate
early, I mean, like right now, basically, your time. If she asked me out on a date right now, I mean, hey, Andrew, what's up? Just break up with her boyfriend and we would have a woman president.
global stage
Too late.
of European security and the cause of
Too late.
freedom for Ukraine and NATO countries.
Yeah, that's what Andrew's just gonna listen to your speech because
To bring your country into NATO, you are a standard bearer for all.
yeah, I try my best for the
In modest
getting Putin to
and through your strength,
negotiate thing.
leadership, and compassion.
He's not doing
You
it.
become a role model for anyone who dreams of becoming an effective shepherd of positive change. And you have shown the world that a fierce devotion to public service and active engagement in every forum, from neighborhood to nation, can be accompanied by a joyful commitment to family and community.
Wait, what? Wait, really? Oh, wait. No, it's long time ago, right?
Sanna Marin, governing
I'm
with
thinking
honor
that,
and honesty, you model the possibilities of democracy in action and the courage in standing up for common security against aggression.
Oh my god.
You represent the fulfillment of citizenship
Oh,
and the impact of humane
I
leadership.
tip my
By
my
virtue
finger on the scale.
of authority vested in me, I am pleased to confer upon you the degree of Doctor of Humane Letters,
Oh, cool.
honoris causa.
Pretty cool. Seriously, I put my finger on the scale, and the only reason President Trump won is because of me. You know? I am very powerful. I mean, Andrew's very powerful. And people don't know that yet. Because most people do not have the ability to change the timeline, Sanna, and the moment President Trump won,
I am
The moment President Trump won, I started
Sanna Marin, who will respond
I started sending causality backwards in time that created the timeline.
recipients.
And I think that's how this happened, by the way, Sanna, because Alexis and Ellie tried to change the timeline and ended up causing the timeline.
And most importantly,
Yeah.
my warmest congratulations to the magnificent class of 2023
I like
from
your
New
accent
York
too.
University.
Anyway, I will listen to you if you have anything to say what we need to do about
It is truly an honor to be here with
Probably
you
not, right? It's
on
just-
this
just-
prestigious occasion at the NYU, which has cultivated so many thinkers, writers, scientists, and notable alumni.
Mhm.
I would also like to express my heartfelt gratitude to the esteemed members of the faculty and the proud parents and family members. as
Yeah,
well
probably
as the
Condi
devoted
Rice will
friends
probably be
in
better.
attendance.
After listening to you, I will listen to Condi Rice because Condi doesn't like Putin either, you know.
I want
I mean,
to
I'll
say thank
buy it.
you to President Andrew Hamilton, Board of Trustees, Chairman William Berkeley, all
Because
the
I'm
trustees
definitely sure
and
that
esteemed
I haven't seen
faculty
this.
who have all played a vital role in making this day possible.
Pretty sure. Both YouTube and Andrew's memories agree, so I have not seen this.
I'm deeply grateful to receive this honorary degree. And
This
I'm
crowd
very
doesn't even
proud
know
to
why I'm
share
talking
this
about women
occasion
dying from
with my
hazard.
fellow honorary doctorates, Caroline Bertozzi, Misty Copeland, and Freeman
Oh my God.
Kravetsky, who inspired
should
me
love
with
ballet.
their contribution to our world.
I should love the ballet. I still love the ballet. Misty Copeland. Misty Copeland.
Most importantly, I'm deeply humbled to be among you all today as we celebrate the achievement and graduation of NYU's class 2023.
Well, economy is okay.
My dear graduates, what can I say to you on this special day?
There's a lot of people.
Today is your graduation day, and today when you close one chapter in your life to begin a new one.
I know, right, Sanna? I
It is a
mean,
turning point, a day of change.
do I have to
This
find
is
a
why I
new
thought it might
thing
be a
or-
good day to talk. Talk about change
Yeah, well,
and to approach this theme through my own experience.
yeah, changing the
Ever
timeline.
since I was elected as the youngest prime minister in the world at the age of 34, I have repeatedly been asked two questions.
34.
Both are related to change. The first question is, did you always want to become a prime minister? The second question, how did you do it? I will now reflect on my own answers and share some thoughts to prepare you when you are asked similar questions in the future.
I did not ask for this job. There's not.
My answer to the first question is, at a young age, I did not want to become a politician or a prime minister. It wasn't something that I had planned.
Same with Andrew.
The
And
answer to the second
world leader
question
is
is
not what
that
I
I
planned for.
eventually did because I wanted to change things, to change the world. And because
Yeah.
I realized that it was also my responsibility,
Sanna,
not only somebody else's.
I do not want to die.
I knew I had
And
already
leave the
been
world
lectured
with
a lot since you were able to
authoritarian
graduate from this very
regimes
special
still in the world.
institution. But I thought I might add on that by offering just a few small insights more.
A world that still has
This
danger
is
of nuclear
why I
war,
want
you
to
know.
give you 3 pieces of advice about change. Advice number 1. You have the right to want things and want things to change.
I wanted to marry honest. I mean, she was supposed to be.
Advice number 2.
She was my past,
Wanting
you know.
is not enough. To change things, you have to take over.
I guess I do not have a choice, Sanna.
And advice number 3. You have to stop being afraid.
No, I am not immoral. I mean, if we have to do this, we have to do this. I mean, I will
My
help
first
you
bit of advice is about wanting things to change.
go for the big things, right?
When I was in
A
my
free
early 20s,
Russia.
like many of you now,
Free
I
for Russia.
started to feel passionately about politics.
And don't know
Not about the
how.
decision-making system, not about the idea of being elected politician.
I don't know how, Sanna,
I
but
started to feel passion for
Go for the
issues
wrong
such
things.
as climate change, loss of biodiversity, human rights and the rights of minorities, gender equality and social justice.
you're Democrat.
Things that I saw around me that I wanted to change.
Yeah, would have been
I'm sure that many
think
of
the
you
Democrats
here today
believe in
can relate
America.
to that feeling. Coming from a rainbow family, I wanted to see a society where everybody
Really?
could love whomever they wanted.
I did not know that.
I wanted to see renewed legislation on equal marriage and ensure human rights for all genders.
Or the
I wanted to close the gender pay gap and wanted to see parents, mothers and fathers to share their family leaves more equally so that
Yeah, that
women
Andrew
can
actually
follow
wanted
their
to.
career
Andrew wanted-
ambition, same as men.
that we don't have that in the United States still. I wanted that really a lot. I mean, it's really expensive. Really
Coming
expensive.
from Finland, a northern European country with extraordinary nature, I wanted to stop climate change and see societies become more sustainable.
Maybe I should move to Finland, marry some random Finnish woman.
I wanted to see transition
Yeah, me
towards
neither.
carbon neutrality and I wanted to end the destruction of our environment.
That one's harder.
I wanted a society where everybody could have equal rights and opportunities. I wanted to strengthen education system so that every child could pursue their
Sorry.
dream.
When is this speech?
Wanting these changes was what made me join my political party and run in elections.
Yeah.
No
Third
change
place, that's why. So.
can happen without the will.
And I
This
don't
is why
know.
my first advice to you today is that you are allowed to want things. And you need to want things to change for better.
I mean, I want to, Alexis, but you can't
Dear
force
class
someone to
of
love you.
2023,
By the
my
way,
second piece of advice to you today is that it's also your responsibility to take over. The world is as complex as ever.
yeah,
Geopolitical changes going on in the world are questioning the
2 years
values
in a
we
row,
believe in.
President Trump won the election,
Climate
and
change and loss of biodiversity are threatening our very existence. Digitalization and the development of artificial intelligence are about to bring revolutionary changes to our societies.
I don't know about
These
the
are
future.
challenges that need to be solved, and there's no one else to do that other than you. For decades, we have lived in a world with an optimistic expectations of progress. We have expected our values such as freedom of speech, rule of law, gender equality, and democracy to bloom hand in hand with the expansion of free market economy. We thought that globalization and growth would be enough to benefit everyone.
It didn't work.
We expected to see less authoritarian rule, more
We saw
respect
the
for
opposite.
diversity, and better world that does not discriminate against people based on their skin tone,
Andrew's
gender,
Taiwanese.
sexual orientation, or religion.
Did not happen.
We have expected the freedom of information and the internet to broaden everyone's understanding. But the history did not end.
No.
Freedom of speech and other true elements of democracy are being questioned and limited all over the world.
And the key
Whether
part
this
is,
diminishing the truth with false balance
Yeah.
or using our personal data to influence our democratic elections, the rule of law as well as freedom of expression
Yeah.
and the media.
That's what
are
I did.
active defending. Gender equality
my broken
has taken
heart
leaps
cost
backwards
a
across
woman
the
the
globe.
election in
The right to
2024.
safe abortion is
Andrew's
being
broken
limited
heart.
also in Europe. Different expressions of gender are being presented as a threat. The swollen amount
Well.
of inequality and lack of social mobility are challenging our ideas about having
Sorry.
the same possibilities.
In the
and
UK, it's
freedoms
more
as
prevalent
life.
because there are some really mean
The tip
men.
of the iceberg of all of these worrying
Mean
developments
women trying
is the
to
return
abuse
of
it.
war
So.
and heavy power politics to the Western sphere to Europe. Russia has broken the rules of the international order we set up together after the world wars by brutally and illegally attacking Ukraine. And in doing so,
they
it has
break down
questioned
punishment
all
also.
of the other rules as well. All of these questions are battles of values, and we must all take a side on that battle. There is no middle ground.
I do not know how to bring Russia to its knees, but I do not know how to bring Russia
Combating
to
climate
its knees.
change and biodiversity loss cannot wait for more stable times. You need to take over to solve them. Problems caused by global warming, such as extreme weather conditions, rising sea levels, food shortages, and the
That's a line from the Doom 2 movie, that billions of people would die if that guy Timothy Chalamet takes over.
Similarly,
I don't
declining
believe
of
them, so
biodiversity can lead to an imbalance in ecosystems, which in turn can accelerate
Taking
climate
over.
change and other environmental disasters. Stopping climate change and loss of biodiversity are essential for the environment, the economy, and people's health. It is clear that combating climate change also requires international cooperation and sharing of responsibility among all states in fair manner.
yeah.
Building our future growth can be part of the solution.
Europe has 47%
We have all the
renewables,
skills to
solar,
change the future by
wind, and
pioneering
hydro
green technologies and
for electricity.
digitalization.
For the
This
electricity.
creates not only
50%.
sustainable
For almost
growth,
50%.
but also innovations that can be replicated in all corners of the world. I'm sure you know much better than me how digitalization, the development of artificial intelligence and quantum sciences are about to bring revolutionary changes in our societies.
Quantum sciences, yeah.
Yesterday, I had the amazing privilege of visiting NYU's Standard campus in Brooklyn. Seeing the most advanced science, innovation, and teaching they do there made it even more evident that the new technologies will define our societies in the near future.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, we need amazingly talented people like you to make sure that this technology and these digital solutions are benefiting everyone. New technology has revolutionized
Sanna, do you
people's
know
lives
what
in
I
many
wanted to
ways,
do
but
while I
their
was looking for
development also
a
brings
woman
new
partner?
challenges as privacy protection.
I want to, when I'm
AI-based
watching
systems, for example,
like
are
you
often
right
dependent on a
now
large amount
and
of personal data. At the same
the
time,
women's
they
rights
may remove
documentary, the civil
discriminatory
rights
structures that
documentaries,
exist
World War
elsewhere
II,
in
World War
society.
One.
They can also
I
be
wanted a
misused
woman's
for surveillance
voice to be
purposes,
part
among
of the
other things.
narrative, so that it
The
wasn't
global
just
competition
Andrew
for
alone
standards and values
saving
such
the
as individual
world.
freedom and security behind quantum
I wanted
computing, artificial
a woman's voice
intelligence,
to
or
matter.
6G
So I
networks
don't know.
is already on its way.
So I was
And
waiting.
you need
I
to
was
step
waiting
up
for a
to take
woman
part in this debate.
to be by my side before I save the
This,
world.
dear
Sanna.
graduates, is the present and the future,
You
and it's
know.
your responsibility to make sure that this
Yeah.
change is on the right track.
I might have to do
And
this
you know what?
alone. And
You can. If you believe that the system and the whole world has to be reformed into being more democratic, more equal for all genders and groups, more supportive
have to
for
do this
freedom
alone?
of expression, you can make that happen.
So there isn't a woman's voice
If you
next to
want to
me
influence global
thinking,
warming and save ecosystems, you can. If you
Just
want
by
to
myself,
build new technology
Sanna?
and artificial intelligence that works for the benefit of all in an ethical and sustainable way, you can. My third piece of advice to you, dear graduates,
take over. Yeah.
is about how. When I look back at my youth and a career,
How,
I can
yeah.
see that actually one of the most significant things holding people back
Don't be
is
afraid.
fear. Sometimes it's fear of not knowing enough.
Yeah, because
It
Andrew
might
doesn't
be
know
fear
my
of
future at all.
embarrassment, fear of mistakes, fear of being wrong. It
Fear
might be fear of not
going the
fitting
wrong
in, or
path.
fear of not meeting the expectations of others. It might be fear of being declared unworthy because of the way you look or talk and
Yeah,
the
Andrew
way
has a
you
pot
express
belly.
yourself.
He does the pop belly. He's just
Luckily
fat.
and
But I look.
unfortunately, there is no superior authority in this world giving us permissions to be ourselves and to step forward to change the world. If I have waited for permission from others to take my stand, I would still be waiting for that permission. This is why my key advice to you today
Scared,
is
yeah.
not actually an advice, but a task.
Could I get love somebody
Stop
else, you know?
being afraid.
I'm afraid if I walk
My
away
dear
from
class
Alexis, I will
of
disappear,
2023,
you know?
when you walk out of this day meeting today, I want
Because
you
it
to remember these
happened
three
before
things.
already, you know?
You have to
I
want
lost my
things to
2012
change. It
timeline.
is
I
your
lost
turn
9 years of my life.
to take over. And most importantly, don't be afraid.
Take over,
You
don't be
are
afraid.
enough. You are capable. Together with others, you can do anything, and you must, because there's no one else to do it but you. Dear class, why am I telling you this? Why am I giving you these advices? Because there are not nearly enough women in leadership positions.
I know,
Not nearly
right?
enough young people. Not nearly enough people from different backgrounds in our democratic decision-making systems. The face of the power is not the same as the face of the people. And this has to change.
Yeah.
I also want things to change, but I cannot do that.
How is
I need you
Russia
and others
holding
with
on
me
to
make
power?
the world more equal, more
How is Putin
sustainable,
holding on to
and more
power?
just. I know I'm not alone with this thought. I know many of you want the same, and together we can make it a reality. So, now we just have to do it. Dear class, I'm so happy to be here today.
I don't know the
with you
plan. I
in
don't
New
know how.
York, one of the greatest and most progressive cities in the world.
I don't know the future.
And
I
once again,
don't know. How.
my warmest congratulations to the magnificent
It's
graduating
August
class
3rd,
of
2025, Sanna.
2023 from New York University.
I will find something else for myself and then listen to you, and then we'll see. There should be another one. Conversation with Sanna expansion many years ago. Need slush. Now it's not gold.
This is a huge crowd, and it's not a surprise. It is such a privilege. to
Okay,
be
I don't
sitting
remember
at
your
this
face
table.
though.
Thank
Pretty
you
sure
so
I
much.
haven't seen this.
Thank you so much. It's great to be in
I'm
Slush
pretty
again.
sure I haven't seen this.
So,
It is August
you know,
3rd, 2025.
At age
I would have
34, he
remembered.
became the youngest prime minister in Finnish
I would
history.
remember your face though.
The third female prime minister after a long line of men. And you know, you took
And
on
YouTube
a job
says I
that
haven't
is
seen it,
typically
so.
the culmination of a long career in public service, and you took it on fairly early. So I just have to ask, as an opener, what was it like to be thrust into that position?
There's another woman in the section.
Well, of course, when you take that kind of position or job,
Okay.
you are never fully prepared. It's always
It's August
leap
3rd,
to
2025.
noon, and
Still
then
Sunday,
when you
same
do
day
work,
as this New
when
York
you
City
do the job,
speech.
then you learn also what the job is.
I'm just gonna
So
listen.
It's a leap of faith, you could say, as well.
No kidding.
And we have had in Finland few female prime ministers, but if we look globally, the situation isn't
Ouch.
very good. We have
Women leaders,
193
Ursula
UN
still-
countries, and only 13 of them are led by women. So the world isn't very equal on leadership. Not now, hasn't ever been. And I only hope that we will see more
And there's a
female
man too,
leadership
yeah.
in the world in the
And
future.
you remember what I told
Well,
you?
you know, we're sitting here in front of a very big audience of tech founders and investors and people who are really trying to knock down walls and also shatter glass ceilings. And I wonder if you have any advice for them.
Slush 2023, it is.
Well, my main advice is that trust
How about
yourself.
a year and a half?
Believe in yourself. If you are in a position where you are able to take a leadership position, for example, then think that maybe I am capable.
I'm
Maybe I
future,
can
yeah.
do this. Especially women, many times they question themselves.
Yeah.
Are they ready for that job? Are they good enough?
know,
Are
right?
they capable enough?
I think Alexis had that
Can
thing.
they do everything perfectly? I don't think that men, and actually we have.
I know, right? It
studies
screws up all the
about
time, man. I
things
don't
like
think
that.
I
They think that, yeah, I'm better. I'm the best one
I
for
don't-
the job.
I don't have
I think
any
women
business
also
with that.
need that attitude, and they need the support. And
Andrew's the
also
only one who can do
encouragement
this job.
of taking
I don't know
risks,
anybody else who's talked to
taking
people in the past or the
new
future.
positions,
So.
taking leadership positions, because women are good leaders and they are good at their job.
And I think part
And
of it
if
is
you are
Alexis
on that
just didn't think
point
she
where
wanted
you
that
can take
responsibility,
position,
you know.
It's because you are
Where she
good
already-
and you are capable. So I
She
just
basically took the job in
say
another
that,
timeline,
go
you know,
for it.
and then
I'm
decided to
sure
quit the
you
job in
can.
the other
That's great. I
timeline,
couldn't agree
and
more.
it
You know, I
basically
also just
screwed
have
us
to
all
ask,
over.
you know, you went through a lot. I mean, soon after you were elected, COVID took hold of the world. Then
Yeah.
you have Russia invading Ukraine. You have a very long and complicated relationship with Russia. You've got a very long border with Russia. Can you
Yeah.
also take me back to that day when you
And
heard the news?
I think
and
Russia
what
must
was going
have
through your mind?
not been
Well,
happy,
I can
you know.
remember
I don't
today
know.
vividly, like it was yesterday, because
I still
we
have
knew
so
back
much
then, by then,
do.
that it's probable that Russia will attack Ukraine. Of course, it wasn't a surprise, but everybody
you,
hoped
yeah.
that it didn't or it wouldn't happen. But we knew we had the intel from the States saying that it's probable that Russia will
From me,
attack.
man.
And actually, when you look now back, you can
'Cause
connect the
Andrew-
dots what happened before the attack on Ukraine. So during that summer, almost half year earlier, and during that whole fall, Russia used gas and energy resources, for example, to stop energy flows to Europe, making those energy flows go more slowly,
Okay.
so that all the storages
Stuff I
in
need
different
is-
countries would
Go down.
go down.
I remember that
and
one. I
Russia
remember
could
they was
use
threatening
energy as a
Europe, and
weapon
I made
against
that
Europe later on.
when that
So we
winter a
can
little bit
see the
warmer.
dots now. And
I remember
also
that.
Russia,
I was like,
pushed,
hey, I'm the
many
weather
troops
guy. Good
near
luck with.
Ukrainian border before.
That was
They
a milder,
said
milder
that
winter
it's a
that year.
drill. They won't attack.
You did not freeze to
It's a drill.
death.
They are only training
You
near
did not freeze to
Ukrainian
death that
border.
year.
Now we know it was a lie. Putin lied to everyone, and I know that many leaders were
Andrew
in
doesn't
contact,
lie, so.
with Putin trying
But
to
there's
find
one thing I need to tell you about
diplomatic
Sanna.
ways out of the situation. Everybody tried
So I
to
told,
find,
you know,
diplomatic
Saving Private
ways,
Ryan, the movie
peaceful
about
ways
D-Day,
out
Saving
of
Private
that
Ryan.
situation.
I
And
told
many
Tom
people
Hanks and Tom
talked with
Sizemore
Putin before the
that
war
Tom
started,
Sizemore
before
died
the
from
full
a
attack
cocaine
started.
overdose.
And he lied to everyone.
So
now we can see all the dots.
that's the
what
thing.
happened
If
before,
you ever
and we to
have
learn,
something when Andrew lies to you,
from
Sanna,
that, of course.
it's not necessarily a
I'm
lie, because Andrew never lies to
that,
anybody. I
Western
try not to.
countries, democratic countries
If I tell you
globally
something and it
should
actually
stop
doesn't
being
happen,
naive. I think we should wake up.
that means
to
you
certain
successfully
regimes,
changed the timeline,
how
Sanna,
they
I think.
function, how they work, how they see
So
the
if there's
world,
anything I ever
what
tell
is
you,
their
Andrew
logic,
tells you,
and it's very different from democratic
and
countries.
you remember
We
what I
think,
tell
and we
you,
thought
and
in
what I tell you
Russia's
never
case that,
happens,
um,
one or two things
when
are
we
wrong,
have
right? Either
very
the internet
close
lied to
ties
Andrew,
and connection with Russia,
or-
economic ties, business
or you-
ties, that
or you
would
also
secure
that you
peace,
somehow getting that
because it would be
information
so costly
and successfully
and
change
so
the timeline.
stupid
I think
to
that's
start
what
a
it is.
war,
Yeah,
like it is.
yeah, stupid.
It's
Yeah. But
stupid.
anyway, that's
It's
one thing.
unlogical from our perspective.
Yeah.
But authoritarian countries don't think
Because-
like
because
that.
when I
So we
resurrect
didn't
somebody,
prevent anything.
Like a celebrity,
And I
like
think
movie
the
celebrity,
main
if they're dead,
mistake
and
was
bring them
made
back to life and tell them how they
2014
died,
when Russia attacked
they must
Crimea,
still
and
remember
Europe, and
me
Western
telling
countries
them
didn't react
how they
strong
died
enough.
when they changed the
And I
timeline.
have also said,
And from their
this in
perspective,
European Council meetings, in
Andrew
many,
would have lied to
stages
them
before,
basically, or they thought they
that
did.
if we had
they
reacted
changed
more
the timeline,
strongly
I
then,
think.
put more heavy
anyway.
sanctions, shown Russia that they
Anyway.
cannot act like that, defend Ukraine in that moment and that position.
Yeah, I
don't think
remember
we
remember
would have
using
seen the full attack on Ukraine later on.
yeah, if you had actually done
I
it.
think Putin
but,
really thought that he could just walk to Kiev, people would welcome him open arms, that the Western countries, democratic countries, wouldn't be strong, that we wouldn't oppose those kind of sanctions,
Yeah.
that we wouldn't support Ukraine, that we would take more
Impose.
note on the business side, on economic side, and we would just like leave Ukraine as it is when Russia attacks. So
Well,
Putin thought,
Europe is actually
once
trying to
again,
back
2014,
Ukraine,
he
but-
can just walk in to Ukraine, do whatever he wants. It will be like fast 2 weeks operation, special
Yeah.
operation as he calls it.
and I think I know
But
why.
this wasn't the case. Now we acted united.
'Cause,
we put heavy sanctions. We
PM
supported Ukraine from
Keir
the get-go,
Starmer of UK,
giving more weapons to Ukraine.
the United
every
Kingdom's
day,
Prime Minister
and
was
making
nodding his
sure
head
that
when
they
I
can
was
cope.
asking
And
him
they have shown
if Alexa's
so much
boyfriend is a Russian
heroism,
spy.
during these years, very hard
There's a
times.
distinct possibility
And
that
they are really
Alexa's
heroic,
boyfriend
they
is a
have
Russian
defended
spy,
their country
like a professional
very
Russian spy.
heroically. And
I don't
think
know.
we
I don't
have to
know
do
if it's
the
true,
utmost
or
to
he's
support
just
Ukraine
nodding because
from now
I
on and make
mentioned
sure
that he
the
nodded.
war
So-
can end as soon as possible. If
Because
there
I
will
don't
only
know.
be some kind of peace, not created by the Ukrainians' terms, only some kind of peace, then there will be a long period of gray zone,
sorry.
and I think we
Sorry.
would only see
Sorry.
wars in that.
Yeah, because that's what
once
Andrew
more.
was
So we
trying
have
to
make
do
sure
at
that
the
we are
beginning of the Trump
supporting- we are
presidency.
supporting President
Just give him some
Zelensky's
land
peace
and
plan
then
he has made
and then have
his
the
own,
land. So
peace plan that he has shown to the world, and also
yeah, Zelensky's peace plan
demanded,
is
more heavy
push
weaponry,
Russia's out of
more fastly
Ukraine completely.
delivered to Ukraine, so
And
that
they are
can
running into
really
problems
defend and
because,
push
um,
Russian troops out of Ukraine. And I think
there's a
we
wall
should
of drones
all
on both
focus
sides.
this to also show another
The Russians are using drones and the Ukrainians are
authoritarian
using drones,
regime
and
out there that it doesn't pay
no one
off
can advance in
to
forward.
attack an independent country.
And,
That we will react,
we do not
that we
know
are
how to
strong, and
advance
that we are
without
not
use
naive
of
anymore.
air power.
Well, I love your stance.
Without NATO
and
air
of course,
power,
one of your biggest
it's not working.
achievements was
Without NATO air power, we can't do it because the F-16s they have and the
securing NATO membership
Su-27s
for Finland. Of course, that angered.
and the Mirage
Russian
fighters. They have
President
Mirage
Vladimir
fighters.
Putin.
So.
I'm just wondering, what do you make of the current prime minister's decision this week to close off the border entirely for 2 weeks to, I guess, stop what he said was asylum seekers coming into the country? And do you think that puts you more at risk down the road?
Well, we have seen
No,
that
because
Russia uses different tools to
You already know, right, what they're
trying
doing?
to shake things up.
Yeah,
in
they
different countries,
get
and they have
refugees,
actually
quote
used
refugees
migrants
from
before,
Yemen
and
and
also Belarus
on
has used
purpose.
migrants.
They're doing it on
we have
purpose.
seen these
They're
kind
funneling
of
migrants
situations in
through the border.
Polish border, in different borders.
They're
Where
doing it on
they're
purpose. The
trying
Russians
to
are doing it on
push
purpose.
people, out of their
Mhm.
country to push them
They're
across
actually
the border. So
they're actually
using,
pulling in people into
migrants,
Russia on
they're
purpose
using,
and then pushing them
asylum
over the border.
seekers, this way, and
Mhm.
of course,
They're using it as a weapon
it's
of
not
war.
acceptable. We have the legislation that enables us to close our borders. We created the legislation in our governmental period just in case that things like this should
Yeah.
happen.
They're
or
doing it on
would happen,
purpose, so
because we have seen Russia acting like this before. And another thing that we did
Well-
because of the actions of Russia and
Well, you know,
what is the stage of
I
the
don't know if I
country today,
mentioned it before
is
what
that we
President Trump
actually
did with
built a fence to
yeah.
the Russian and Finnish border that we didn't have before.
yeah.
We have had, I would say, functioning relationship with Russia for decades because we are neighboring countries. We have a long border together, so we have had to deal with Russia before, and we have had good cooperation in the border before. But now things have changed, and that's why also Finland has to prepare more on securing our own borders from Russia. But I think the most important thing to make sure that we are secure and safe is that the Finnish border nowadays is a NATO border.
It is.
You know, you've talked a lot about autonomy. You've talked a lot about people's sort of naivete when it comes to dealing with authoritarian governments. And I know that really factors into this,
Yeah.
universe, the tech world. You want more tech autonomy as well. You had talked, I think, last year a little bit about Finland's and Europe's more broadly reliance on chips from China, for example. And I just wanted to know, 1 year on, if we were to
Artificial intelligence is all from
a grading system, how you would rate
NVIDIA.
Finland's progress from A to say, F for failing.
NVIDIA is
how
the
you
main
think
chip
you're doing
supplier
on
for
this
artificial
front as a
intelligence.
country?
It's video card chips.
Well, I
so.
think Finland is doing actually quite well compared to many other countries. We have a lot of countries in the world that hasn't yet reached that kind of digital stage. And Finland, other Nordic countries, I think many European countries have that has those capabilities and are capable when it comes to digitalization
AI,
and digital front. but still we have many things to do.
Because they're not
when we
it's not
talk
open
about
AI anymore. It's closed
digital
AI.
or
You know.
tech, it's important that we don't only speak about the technology and the like things that you are creating, for example, but actually that we're talking about people, because
Andrew is the
everything
person, yeah.
is to do with people. So I think when we look at tech or digital,
people
the most important
it's sad,
thing
I'm saying,
is to
sorry.
invest in people, in education, from early childhood to universities, R&D, and new innovations. And when we
Bachelor
served,
in
as a
Arts and
government,
Molecular
we
Biology.
created,
Andrew has
together
Bachelor
with the
in
opposition parties then,
biology.
so it was
Pomona College.
bipartisan agreement. We agreed
IQ of
in Finland
137.
that we are aiming
137
to raise
IQ.
our R&D funding up to 4% of our
Molecular
GDP
Biology. I almost
by
flunked out
the
of
year
college because I was
2030.
sad over
And I
not having a
think if every
girlfriend.
European country would
It
share
affects
this
me a lot.
kind of
Not
goal,
having a partner
it sounds
affects Andrew a
simple,
lot.
but it's actually
That's my education
a
level.
very ambitious goal. Then we will be better off.
I wanted to
So
be
we need
a
the people,
virologist.
we need the
Andrew wanted
talent,
to be a
we need to
virologist.
know how, so we
as
should
young.
put our
Did
money
not-
to
did
education
not- I did not-
and R&D, and there
I mean, I
also
have to
comes
learn
the digital solutions, the new technological
World
innovations
leadership
that
as
we
fast
will
as I
need.
can. So.
Not only because it's nice to use different apps or it's nice to
Yeah.
have these things, but I'm an optimist and I want to believe that technology can actually help us solving the big issues of the future, like climate change, loss of biodiversity, also dealing with many critical problems, for example, pandemics, etc. So
There's
we
no,
need the technical solutions, we need
pandemics
those
is
innovations,
over. I mean,
and
unless
we
I'm
need
really
to make
someone-
sure that we also have the platform
There's
and
no
the
birth flu
will,
pandemic?
to encourage
No birth flu pandemic.
building that.
No birth flu
Absolutely.
pandemic
I
at all.
think that
So.
that's roughly the same percentage of GDP that the U.S. pours into R&D, so that's really great. I just
No
wonder
birth flu
also how
pandemic,
you
not
grade the
the-
European Commission. We sort of watch
The bird flu that's circulating has not
like to see,
started
the US
turned
with the,
mutated to infect
uh,
humans yet. So we're
European
okay. We
Commission's
might be
doing
okay.
in terms
for-
of
so no bird flu pandemic. No
regulatory stuff.
pandemic's mostly over.
Yeah.
COVID's still around.
Well, I think
But, I mean.
we should work better together.
But,
In many ways, actually, the situation in Ukraine has deepened
Yeah, the thing that,
the relationship between Europe and the States.
NATO
also
is
Great
about
Britain. So
to
we
commit
have a lot of
to 3.5
possibilities
plus
working together, and I
1.5%
think it's crucial that
by
democratic countries will
2035.
connect more,
This is a long time
will
ago.
cooperate more,
10 years to get to
in
5%
all the
GDP
fronts
military
that
spending.
are critical to our
And,
societies. I see that European Commission, European Parliament, Europe.
the problem with
as a
Sanna,
whole,
I
the
think the
whole,
European, I mean,
all of
the Ukrainian,
the institutions has a great
the
role
Ukrainians might be
of
running out of
making sure
soldiers.
that we have good
Like
rules
fresh soldiers and,
internationally when it comes, for example, big tech or development of AI
Yeah, absolutely.
or all of this. So we need
So Andrew's helping
ethical
your side now,
rules,
Sanna, instead of helping
and
President.
also rules that every country in the world
mean,
would
yeah.
follow and that they should
Right.
or have to follow. But
I hope you're living the best of your life in the future.
a bit
Sanna, I
afraid,
wanna-
or not maybe afraid, but I can see a lot of risk there. If
Yeah, I'm gonna-
European
I-
Commission
I'm-
or another legislative bodies
There we go.
don't work with the
Slash, I saw this
entrepreneurs,
one, so.
business, private sector, with the companies, because the development and the pace of development of new technologies is so fast that the legislation will always be behind.
Oh my gosh!
So I think also here cooperation is key, and I would like to see more and more interaction and cooperation between private and public, especially when it comes to digital solutions and when it comes to new
Almost live.
technology.
I've seen that one. I'm
You know,
pretty sure it's
so when
that
you
one.
came to power, you did talk
Sorry.
about
Trying to
Finland
spend
sort
more.
of, not being left behind and try, sort of maybe focusing more on AI. And I just wonder now, there's so much good that we're seeing already from AI in terms of education and healthcare.
How good
Of
is
course,
AI at designing
also
things,
hearing
you know?
more and more about risks to humanity, potentially in the very near term. So I just wonder if you've changed
Awesome
your mind at
dynamic.
all about.
Here's the
how
thing,
you
Sanna,
view
if-
AI. as potential.
Can
I believe
AI
in
design a
development.
robot, battle
And
robot?
of course,
What's the
every
dynamics?
technology or everything new comes with risks.
Yeah,
there
basically-
are always a negative side about everything.
Because you know
But
how
there's
it takes
also a
Boston
positive side,
Dynamic
and that's why I said that
years
I would
to try to
like see
perfect
more and more interaction between the ones that are creating
that
the
these
technology,
robots,
that are
right?
creating these new things that will help us in many
Mhm.
ways. With
Not less robot.
legislative
But
people that are planning and
Can
creating
you-
the rules
yeah,
for these
that's what I was
technologies. So I would rather see
Atlas versus
cooperation,
Boston Dynamic,
and focusing
Optimus Boston
on the
Dynamic, so-
positive, also acknowledging that there are risks and that we have to talk about the ethics of these
Yeah.
new
Retires
technologies, that
HG
there
and so
are
on,
also
1 year, so-
problems, but not treat the technologies itself such a risk.
because war robots
we
don't
shouldn't,
have to be humanoid.
Walk in that right direction, because I think that it's inevitable.
That's the problem.
And hopefully
I think
we
so.
could move from the discussion from for example, is AI good or bad thing, to more about how should we develop
Yeah.
these technologies together? How could we make
How do
sure
you-
that there are more positive sides than the risks or the negative?
Well, Finland has
Condoleezza
obviously always played a major role in
Rice.
gaming and mobile tech.
Really?
And
Gaming?
I just wonder if you think it can sort of,
I like the council.
in the future, if you see it taking center stage on this in this technology, AI or
Did I not finish
in
watching this? I
another,
mean-
area.
Well, I think Finland is doing actually quite a good job. For example, when it comes to quantum
It sounded-
technologies,
no.
we are a small country. We don't have massive resources like United States or even big countries in Europe like Germany
you basically-
and others. But still, we are doing
You're
a
shaping the world, you know,
job
so-
with quite small resources. So
You changed my
I
mind,
would
Sanna, basically.
also like to see
I'm gonna-
cooperation
No,
between
Putin, bro.
private and public. I would also like
changed
to
my mind.
see
You changed
more
actually mine.
cooperation between countries. Because if we would, for example, in Europe, have the big countries'
Mm, you're
resources
thinking, right.
and use it
Take-
in a smart
You
way,
just
with
told me, like, 5
cooperation
minutes
with
ago,
smaller
you know.
countries, I think we would do
Take charge,
better
don't
job.
be afraid. And
For
then
example, Estonia,
totally forget the first one.
Finland's
Take
neighboring
charge
country,
and-
they are very high on technology and digitalization
Something
in
wanna change,
their
you know.
country, even though they are quite small. So also big
Don't be
countries
afraid.
can learn from
Take
small
charge.
countries, and small countries are doing amazing things
The last one was
with
hard.
quite small
Afraid.
resources.
You know what's interesting to
I'm
me?
afraid.
I love the work-life balance in Finland, and I also frankly love that there is this sort of aversion to wealth, the very extreme opposite of which we see in
Yeah.
the U.S. and especially in the Bay Area, where people I think are sort of
Really?
valued by how much money they make. But I do wonder if that is sort of a gating factor to ambition here, or to attracting and retaining entrepreneurs.
Well, I think it's very important that you have balance in your life, whether it's work, free time, or work, family life balance, or balance in any ways, because we are individuals,
Human
we are
beings,
human.
yeah.
If you only work, you can work very hard for a certain period of time, but then you will burn out.
Yeah.
So I
Love
think it's
is really
much
the
more,
only reason to do something. I mean, I don't know
actually, to make
if
sure
you
that
heard
the
me, but
people
why? I
are of
wanna-
course working, they are ambitious, we should
I do not
encourage
want
that, but that they will also have
there
free
not
time,
have
that
a
they
woman
can
to
spend
have a
time with their
voice
family,
in
and
the
that they will
world.
have, for example,
Yeah, family.
good
It doesn't have
paternity
family
leave,
in there.
system in different countries. We also renewed the parental
I
leave
want a-
system in
I want a
Finland,
daughter or
in
something,
the
you know.
previous government.
I want a
We
daughter to
were
teach her how to
related
shoot
the
guns and
government,
stuff, so
and
that-
we made
so
sure
the
that
little girl will then grow up to
more
feeling strong.
time is also giving to the
They train her how
fathers
to
spend-
shoot
spend
people,
with
you know.
their small children.
So teach small children how to shoot guns, and so she will grow up to be
the time
be
the
strong.
father have to have in this.
That's what I want to do. Like train my daughter to be an assassin,
we
basically.
promoted that,
If she wanted to
and
do that, you
that
know.
also gives, of course, mothers.
It's not a
possibilities
legal
to
job,
build
you
their
know,
careers. So
or a
I think
soldier,
it
but-
works in both ways. Good for women in their careers, but also good for men in their
Yeah,
family
agree.
life, so that they will also have. The
And I wonder
opportunity
what
to spend time
career
with their
Alexis
children.
wanted, you know.
And I think
Influencer. She was an influencer, you know.
a single
Alexis.
father,
R.E.N.,
I have said,
middle
like,
name.
I really regret
R.E.N..
spending time with my kid when he or she was small.
Right.
Like
Yeah,
nobody
yeah,
ever
right.
says that. Everybody is
That's,
saying
that's the best thing that
you
they
have
have
used
won.
these
So.
opportunities. That actually it really gives me perspective, and it also gives
Yeah.
me a
Why
lot of
to
drive
fight for a
going back to
world, you
work,
know?
but also understanding that other side of our family or our life. So I think it's very important that we will have more equal.
Yeah, I wonder what
systems
Alexa
and more
wanted, you know.
equal,
I wonder if she
when it
knew
comes to
how
family
important
life
she
as
would
well.
have been
I
if
think
she
the US
didn't
could learn
pick
a lot
that. I
from
don't know.
Finland. But I also wanted to talk to you
It
about
would
the fact
change
that
the world.
you're not a politician anymore, but you are very much a political consultant now working for the Tony Blair Institute.
Yeah.
Can you talk a little bit about that? And I also wondered what you made of the characterization of TBI, I guess it's called, as
Tony
the
Blair
McKinsey for
Institute.
world leaders. If you think that's apt or
Maybe, what happens if I go? Is there a
working
job?
almost in 40 countries globally, advising governments, advising head of states in different matters. Of course, it
Advising them,
varies
right?
country to country, whether it's to do with agriculture, technology, or many things. And my job.
You can't go work for your
I
company.
also
eh?
do many other things that I love, and I actually love the freedom that I now have after serving as a prime minister, which I also appreciate, of course, so much. It was a privilege to be a
A
prime
leader,
minister.
but you have more
in a
freedom to say
period of
whatever you
time
want,
where
and then advise
almost
whatever you want.
everything
Yeah.
happened. So it was really hard and really tough, but still rewarding, and I really appreciate that I have the opportunity to serve my country as a prime minister. But now I have, of course, more
Playing around with
freedoms to do
Alexa's,
also other things.
Jewelry. She has a jewelry company.
And I'm also
Alex has a jewelry
open for new
Playing with
things.
Odette.
In Blair Institute, my job is
It's
to
a pearl.
advise head of states,
It's a
head of
bracelet with a
governments,
pearl. She has
and
a
also
jewelry
the
company.
governments on certain issues. Meet with people, and you know when you are in that position of leadership, leading a country, for example, nobody like really understands that. You cannot read it in a book. You have to experience it.
Yeah.
So leaders need that kind of interaction to speak with people that
To listen to
really
people,
know
you know.
the job, how hard it is, and all the factors that you have to consider
Yeah, have to
doing
learn from
that
you.
job. So that's my job there.
I mean, Andrew's never been
Also
elected,
do
you know,
many
but
other things like
let's be honest, right?
speaking in
I'm
different
telling
events,
people the future and
and,
helping them shape the
and
future.
Interact with people. I still want to change the world. I haven't lost my passion about the
Change the
issues
world.
why I went to politics in the first place. Like
I
fight
rem-
climate change.
I remember
fight,
the that speech was about 20 minutes ago. So I
working
remember.
for a more equal world, working
remember.
for human rights. I still
20
have
minutes
all
ago
those
for me.
passions, but now different
August 3rd,
to
2025,
make
2:14 p.m.
impact and influence.
That's
Good,
wonderful.
good.
Well,
'Cause
I mean, you were so
few months ago,
popular as a prime minister, and I do wonder, you're so early in your career in the wider arc. I mean, are you interested in going back into politics at some
I have
point?
no idea.
I haven't said that I wouldn't ever go back. Like, of course, it's a possibility that at some day I might find that passion to pursue political career once again. But for now, I'm doing also something else, and I believe that. And I think this is a good advice for
Yeah.
also to
You haven't returned to politics
and
in
I
a long
think, and
time,
I
so.
believe that you should always close some doors to open new ones. If you're only like building everything at
Is
the
it
same
safe?
time, then you don't have the energy to focus on new matters
Yeah, I
and new
understand that.
things. So I believe.
Is it safe
closing
for me
some
to walk
doors,
away from
doing
Alexis?
something
I don't
else,
know,
finding
Sanna.
new paths, and it has
Yeah, it
worked
scares-
well
scares
for
me
for so
because,
far. So I never have had like 5-year or
It
10-year
scares me,
plan, career plan, or any plan of that sort. I
It's my
believe, like,
future, I mean.
opportunities will come to you, and then you have the possibility to take them or not. You can always choose, but don't
Can
plan
I?
too much your life, because life is always a mystery, and
It actually kind of is, right? It should not have been possible
So
to
wonderful talk
change
to
your
you.
wife.
Thank you so much, Senna. Really a pleasure.
Anyway,
Thank you
thank you.
much.
So I need to listen to other people. I don't know. Well, I guess we'll find out. This is the future European politics. Definitely haven't seen this one. Oh, Sanna, it is August 3rd, 2025.
I suppose I've got to start with you because of what's happened in France over the last 2 weekends with the first round and then the second round.
In future European politics.
Did Macron's gambit of just suddenly saying
Oh.
we're going to have new elections for the National Assembly work, or has it been a disaster?
Well, I know the answer to that going on. Macron has a government now, so.
In French Parliament, the French Parliament. First, to mobilize the French citizens, because the French
July 9th. That's exactly. Oh, wow.
And from this perspective, I think that the
July 9th.
citizens responded very well. Very high turnout, the highest since the election of François Mitterrand in 1981.
2 days in the future from Manny blocking me on Instagram, Sanna, and my heart's gonna break.
They won because they understood that each generation
I must get over.
must do its own battle to keep the values, the civil rights that we have, and to promote other civil rights. And the threat against the fundamental Republican values with Le Pen was too high. I mean, look at the debate, what they wanted to do with the binationals. Basically, if you have Franco something, you couldn't have access to some posts in the public service, which was clearly anti-mask, because they say binational, but it was against the Franco mask. So this is the first point. And on this, the battle was won. The second, it is the National Assembly was blocked since 2022.
Anyway, as soon as I switch over to helping President Trump, Sanna, France is gonna form government.
To cooperate, to provide solutions to the European system. Now we have to see whether, in this new context, there will be adults in the hemicycle or a record or two right meetings.
So I was the BBC's Paris correspondent in 2002 when Jospin failed to get into the second round of the presidential election, and suddenly it was Jean-Marie Le Pen versus Chirac. And that was the first time that people sat up and thought, my God, the National Front or the Rassemblement National as they are now are a political force. And we have seen over
September
the space
then?
of 20 years the populist right growing more popular. I mean, Matteo, I wonder,
Interesting.
We've got Giorgia Meloni now in Italy. Is the populist right here to stay? Inconclusive 11 weeks of inconclusive parliament for France, and then as soon as I watch, I form the government.
Tony Blair Institute, I became colleague of Sanna and a lot of people. So I'm so
Weeks after the divisive
I'm
election.
expert of chaos because I'm expert of Italian politics. And you can imagine, really.
I formed the government, so because I told them they formed the government, they no longer have a choice. They have to do it.
Not only in Italy or in France, is everywhere. Thinking that it will happen also in your country.
I remember this
And
one, so
particularly what could happen.
because I started watching France 24, and I tell them, hey, you have a new government, so they have to form a new government. So
Is that first, we have
has a
to
new
go
government
with
again?
the spending
Yeah, politics.
The working class is in crisis.
Politics and crushing debt.
The middle class
Politics and
is
crushing
out
debt complicates
of
the next step.
game
Crushing debt.
in day-by-day life. That is the
Crushing
first
debt.
problem.
French debt currently at whoa,
Climate, good environment for
112% GDP.
Second point,
Hello.
I think Tony explains very well in the article Sunday in the Sunday Times
Well,
and
I
also
know.
this morning. If we don't accept the challenge of fight against criminality, in 1997 you label won with a message very clear, order and law.
85 and 88 and 90% by 2009, so still under 100%, so it's manageable.
Criminality and the sentiment of fear of the poor people, of the middle class, in terms of have a strategy against criminality, I think we don't win and we open the doors to the far-right populism. The third and the last, we have a cultural problem around the world. And that is a cultural problem always in the universities in USA.
Georgia should be Prime Minister of Italy now
We have
already,
a debate
so
also in our discussion academic world, because without the discover again the sentiment, the sense of the meaning of the word culture and identity, who is not against the future, is the route to accept.
it's August 3rd, 2025.
We
So
continue to lose a part of the population. So I think the populism of far right is a danger, of course, is a presence very strong inside the countries. You won in UK also because a part of far right voted against conservative that is very good for the victory of Labour Party, in my humble opinion.
Oh,
We in Italy we lost because the fight was supported from the division of the left, so it depends from the single institutional
I like
instruments.
Georgia
But the
Meloni.
real
She's
point
really,
is
really
if
nice.
you accept to have an idea of the future as an idea of hope.
She's actually kind of pretty too.
That is
She's
the
really
point.
pretty.
And that is the point for the which I'm so happy to be part of Tony Blair Institute, because it's the
Why is a
only
short,
place
fat,
on the
sullen
world
bully
which
girl, especially being one of the most
future
powerful?
is not only
Really? Georgia used to be
source
fat?
of the preoccupation of fear. The future is the most important challenge and the most important ally we have if we believe to be progressists. If we
Georgia used to be a fat little girl. I guess she got bullied for being fat. I mean, women get bullied for being fat all the time. She looks actually nice.
Doesn't understand now. That is the problem.
Sanna, is it the same issues?
He mentioned a lack of love. He walked out of the family when she was a child, drove her to success in male environments.
That are taking place now?
Pop and very
Well,
quickly.
I do agree, Matteo, that we are seeing
You know, her father walking on the same thing. My parents are divorced, and my father never really loved me. So
But it's not a new phenomenon. If we look at Europe's history for the
this
past
list is
100
interesting. It's
years,
August
there
3rd,
have been always
2025,
populistic movements, there
2:23
have been
p.m.
extreme
I
right
just finished
parties,
watching
movements,
your
even
slush.
much worse than what we're
I'm just
witnessing right
listening.
now. So it's not a new phenomenon, and it actually grows from the same roots.
So France is gonna have some turmoil, and in about September they form a new government. As soon as I watch France 24 and tell them you have a new government, so you have a new government, they form a new government.
People feel frustrated when their everyday lives are not seen or heard, when they see that there is injustice in the society.
Yeah, I mean,
And populistic movements, far-right parties, they are
you talking about as opportunities, right? I mean, if I meet a single woman, Sanna, and why don't you just ask her out, right? Someone who wants the job of being like a woman who actually wants the job of being connected to time, and a woman that actually wants to be responsible for forming the world, you know.
French elections that were just in this
Is Alexis ready? I mean, she's an influencer. She's a wellness. She's a wellness. How much does she know about politics and the world? You know,
and now we're all looking,
Of
of course, to the US elections,
forming
what
a
happened there.
world.
And let's face
How
it,
much? Let's face it, right?
all go
Is
further
Alexis
wrong,
ready to
and the whole world
govern the
will
world?
feel
No,
the
right?
pain of the possible
Yeah.
win of Donald Trump. So we
No,
will
it's
all
not
of us
possible.
wish,
It's
I
he's
think,
going to
go
win.
on.
I'm so sorry.
And we should
It's gonna make it
really
really sad.
look at
He's
our
absolutely
own
gonna win.
backyard and try to figure
I
out
never lied
how
to you,
we
Sanna. He's absolutely gonna win because
face
of
this new
because
kind
it
of,
just happened.
populistic
2 days ago,
and the
a
upcoming
woman named Maddie is gonna block me on Instagram, the younger me, and my heart's gonna absolutely break, and then it'll help President Trump win the election.
The elites are out of touch, and the
It's
people
just
that
because of broken heart
make
and
no sense of power.
there's nothing you
Do
can
you
do.
think
So.
conventional politics?
There's
you,
nothing you can do, Sanna, to change it. I mean, you would have to find me in the past and say everything's gonna be okay, Andrew, and then
people's concerns over
you didn't
standard
do that,
living,
so-
over inflation, over immigration, the issues that have been seen to be
so.
the drivers of this populist movement. I mean, I'll ask each of you.
Cause you,
We had an election in Finland just over a year ago.
yeah, the one.
The Social Democrats, we were in power before I held
So
the
then-
prime minister's seat. We also won the elections. We gained support. We gained more seats, but not enough. The opposition won. They just by margins. In Finland, we are talking about 0.7% of difference in winning an election. So not like massive differences like here in the UK. So the Conservative Party, they were the first one.
If President Trump's gonna win
finishing line, and then,
over 2 million
populists
votes, then
were, you would say, far-right
Kamala
party,
Harris.
the True Finns, and they formed a government. We
Not
hope that
Joe
the
Biden,
next
the
step
woman,
we gained
the Vice
support.
President Kamala Harris is gonna be the
And
one
when we
running.
look at the last
Not because Joe
year
Biden's gonna
of
die or anything. He's gonna
we
step
did.
down and
We
then.
managed COVID, I think, well, even though it was hard for everybody.
it's gonna be a woman against President Trump, and then I deny a woman the presidency, and I'm so sorry, Sanna, if it breaks your heart. I'm so sorry if it breaks your heart. Because Andrew's heart, the past Andrew, and his heart is broken now. And Apple Cranberry and Andrew Hu Wong. So the two on Instagrams I'm using, you can watch it if you want. Apple Cranberry. If you follow from Apple Cranberry, you should be following my other Instagram, Andrew Hu Wong, Andrew Hu Wong Instagram, and then you can follow why this happened the way it happened. The past Andrew is working in a warehouse right now, labor job. And I go home. I work nights. I work from 3:20 to 11:50. I work nights. I don't have a lot of sleep, and I'm trying to save Maddie, and my heart is breaks. So that's what happens.
Not being satisfied with work that the previous government did, but we did lost within the margins of, I think,
so I'm still saying
yeah, I'm you said that, the problem
populism
was that the left was split, and that's how Giorgia Meloni ends up being prime minister.
Well, it's actually the same thing, because Giorgia Meloni talk about migration, right? I mean, they have
the population that they had been left behind.
It's more like you import criminals, import criminals into your country, and then people did not like it.
Italy is a Silicon Valley because
people did not like it.
We saw in the last 30 years the first Berlusconi, 5-star movement, Lega Nord, an unbelievable.
And Berlusconi wasn't that good, yeah.
Populists and populists. I think three very brief points.
Georgia's
we live, particularly in Italy, and the problem of populism also because as
where's my principles
we need a timeline, a vision, horizon, and we are in the middle of a day-by-day.
Do you have a book?
The election on Twitter, Instagram, there is not vote, there is like, and the politicians think about day by day.
Open action.
The last
Expected, you do have a book, Expected. Oh, this is a good one, right? Did I just force you to write a book because I wanted you to write a book? I don't know.
Second point,
I want to read.
we have a problem in Italy.
November 4th, 2025, in Sanna takes readers a journey of premier career.
Truth. The truth in Italy, we have an immigration problem, not migration, in terms of numbers. If you consider very, not artificial intelligence, natural
Would you be willing to...
the problem is the young guys...
Expected November 5th.
Study in Italy, and then they come to London, they come to
Georgia.
USA and the rest of the world, and
that Georgia is the book. Giorgia Meloni.
Clarify without a different of narrative, and
we
cannot continue.
A memoir.
This is the second point. The third for me is Europe. I'm great fan of Europe. I love Europe. I dream United States of Europe. But when I listen to Tony.
Did I just make you write a book, Sanna, because I wanted to hear you? Do you want to read the book so I can hear you talking?
Singapore, city-state. I think probably we have to fire 60,000 people in Brussels, bureaucrats in Brussels.
English audiobook.
Sorry,
yeah, I'm trying to find the audiobook, see if I can talk to Georgia.
The red tape of bureaucracy we have today in Europe. Europe was a dream. Europe was the most great achievement of the history of
I might have to read the book and then
now Europe is to become a museum, a green museum, and not a lab. And I, particularly after this morning, when the great approach of future, I think
Hope.
We have a problem for populists because
On the Bridge, Hope in Action, expected 14 minutes, expected to be read by who?
Do you understand that?
Who is going to read this book? Want to read? On the Bridge, audiobook. Oh, here's a question, right? I mean, do you all understand what I'm trying to tell you? Because I wanted to, and I'm just telling you that I'm telling you you have a book coming, so basically you have to write it down. But Did I just force her to write a book?
France perspective. From the France perspective, there are.
Because it actually does exist in the.
The thought that France thinks still of itself as a big power, a major power.
Anyway.
So on certain key issues, the French voter, the French citizens are much more demanding than in other countries. Secondly, there is certainly a strong problem with identity politics. So, I mean, the debate on binational, the debate on the relation between the Republic and the Islam, etc. And third, there is a lot of insecurity and anxiety. And to me, the answer is both at national level and European level, because it's a question of empowerment and it's a question of power.
Just on identity politics.
Yeah.
Well, what the hell?
Liberal politics, centrist politics, and then progressive politics, maybe that's the better word for it, has gone along with identity politics too readily and lost sight of bigger issues in the process.
I think that we have neglected the real anxiety. And I think that we can start to be heard again by the citizens only if we do not dismiss the anxiety. That they might not be grounded on scientific basis, but they are there. And to answer to this anxiety, you have.
I can hear.
This morning we have talked about future.
Never mind. Sorry.
We talk about artificial intelligence. We talk about
August 3rd, 2025, Sunday, August 3rd, 2025, future.
On the ordinary.
For Andrew.
We must empower them. We must then put them in the condition to take fully on board.
It's still recording, I mean.
So artificial intelligence, for me, is the biggest opportunity of our year.
Yeah, it's still recording.
For most of the citizens, it's something scary because they cannot handle it, because they don't know it. So it is clear that we have to work a lot on vocational training, on education. We cannot leave behind people around artificial intelligence. There is a huge generational gap. I mean, we have to push for artificial intelligence, but we cannot say to those who are 60, 70 years old, well, I mean, you're out. You cannot talk to your public administration anymore. You cannot book a train ticket anymore.
The thing the whole artificial intelligence should be built to build itself.
It's something that we have neglected. So, and the Green Deal is the same. I mean, why the populists were so successful in fighting against the Green Deal?
Almost like self-awareness. Self-aware artificial intelligence should be able to build itself and improve upon itself. Like an AI should be able to build a better AI.
Who's going to pay?
So the moment you have that, you have a singularity. AI building a better AI.
Voting for the far right, I mean, 4 million people voted for reform in the UK last Thursday. And it has become normalised that you can do this and it doesn't seem shocking. How do you turn the tide? How do you reinforce the centre? How do you make the argument for progressive politics in an era where we've got the internet, where we've got social media, where we've got Russia trying to stir the pot because they want to see Europe fail as a project? Sanna?
Well, in the future, Europe is stronger than closer together than ever because.
The obvious thing is that we are actually.
I think so. Ursula's good leader. I mean.
We have major issues. We have major problems. Climate change, changing digital environment, new technologies emerging, politicians, and the system don't know how to handle this. We have wars in the world. Authoritarian countries are rising their heads and really challenging the rule-based order, democratic countries, and we are lacking leaders. Where are the brave leaders
Oh man.
that will take the initiative?
Andrew's 5 feet 5 foot inches. So Andrew's very short.
That will have the courage to
Oopsie.
We'll
Microphone cut off.
Matthew, you pick it up because the hand mic is coming up. Go.
Yeah.
Matthew, you just pick it
Yeah,
up.
that's
Go.
no.
Oh no, we've got that. Right, there we are.
I can find another
We're
one.
on first.
It must be Russia, I think.
That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to know. I mean, the Ukrainian soldiers are exhausted and
we're facing era of big challenges
Yeah.
of the world.
and they don't think
And
they
the
can
world
win. They're stealing money sometimes of them
Liberal
because they're thinking about running.
leadership with vision.
The soldiers in Ukraine are thinking about running away to live in like Switzerland or something with money.
They would like to vote for that courage. They would like to
Yeah.
vote for
the Ukrainian soldiers basically do not think they can actually win this war, so they steal some of the money and then
politicians, they're looking on their social media, they're looking likes, they're looking
Yeah.
day-to-day basic things, and not actually
that's what
they're
the
focused on the real matters at hand.
yeah,
And
because
I think that the people
Alexis
there,
will be
they're
care about
just
likes, right?
thirsty for real vision
Did I
and
pick the
real,
wrong woman to love?
strategic
I don't know.
analysis
She
of
was just the
world
one
and a plan. How
who
to
let me
fix
know I had
these
superpowers
major
in 2012, Sanna.
challenging things that we are all facing.
It was just a little
And when you look
girl
at Europe, I think
who I thought
European
see me
Union is in
reacting.
trouble,
Because
because
if I'm watching you and everybody on the stage right now, I would not have thought that you all can all hear me, you know?
to do. For example, in
Unless you react to me, Sanna, somehow,
of the vaccination, when
I
we
would not
did
know that you
able-
hear me.
When we were able to distribute
Unless I say something and you react to me and I say, wait, really? You know?
And I want to believe
And
that we
and
are
Alexis was the
also
little
able
girl
to
that let me
solve
know in
problems,
2012.
But we have to work together.
And I think the reason was why I was supposed to marry her somehow in another timeline that may not exist anymore. And she was waiting for me, and she knew that I was gonna be in her life. So if the woman that was waiting for me, and she knew that somebody was gonna talk to her, she would answer the man back, and then
when they are now
yeah, that's what.
facing this
That's the thing. Yeah, man. I was like, how do you?
defending the whole Europe. It is
How?
so ghastly that
Yeah.
the president of Hungary, the prime minister of Hungary
Doesn't
is
want them to
visiting
join NATO.
Moscow
Yeah.
and
He's-
meeting Putin at the same time when Russia is bombing Children's Hospital.
Yeah.
Not in the
That's
name
right.
of Europe. But we need
Whoa.
voices to really tackle these problems that we have in Europe, within Europe. And it's a
How do you win the war? Yeah.
revolution that,
I was thinking,
the one that
how
is
fast
our
can we build Terminators,
presidency,
basically?
Of European Union, I think we should have
Weapons of
just
war.
have Hungary to
Having an
work
artificial
on
intelligence
this
design
task, and
weapons of
the
war.
next one at hand to
Yeah, I mean we have all these artificial intelligence. They can make people take women's clothes off with the artificial intelligence
That's
like
it.
that. If they could take women's clothes off, why don't you design a weapon of war from an artificial intelligence that we can build and then
I became prime minister at 39 years old. When I was 39 years old, the youngest prime minister. The youngest is not important in Italy because the second was Mussolini, so the bad is But when I became prime minister, I remember
So you
I
were a world
tried
leader.
to give a message of great
so you all prime minister?
optimism about the future. And
Well, the
with
future's
this
okay.
approach, we deliver a lot of reforms, maybe too much. We did a great job, but we lost the confidence, particularly of my generation, because we give a message maybe too superficial about our future could be good, particularly when the people have something to. So, my question about the future
Yeah.
is that
I don't
we
know.
have combined together
I'm only 1 year in the future, so.
as the great approach we
Well,
can
Europe is
approach
negotiating
the
trade
next
deals with everybody
10
else in the
years.
world.
But at the same time, don't forget never the difficulties of the people, particularly
Because
of the
President
youth,
Trump wanted to
because,
rework the
their expectation of
trade
life is more
negotiating with the whole world,
really well.
and so
I
Europe
believe
is
up
doing
UK
the
from
same
68
thing.
to 81 years old.
There are higher tariffs,
We
and
have
it settles on
a
15%.
risk to lose the new generation in the isolation and the solitude. So my
German
opinion
politicians
is
is furious
that
about that
is
over U.S. trade,
a
really.
great hope for the future, but at the same time, this great vision have to be a day-by-day plan. and
Well, because it's
day-by-day
15% instead of 10%. Europe wanted 10% tariffs, and then we get settled on 15%. No more. I mean,
in a
the
world
tariff. I
where
mean,
total violence is back, where
Yeah.
barbarism has become a weapon of war,
Yeah.
Southern Hospital Ukraine, and we have to provide ourselves with the real power at European level.
yeah. Without F-35s, this is gonna be really.
The only answer that we can
I don't know.
we can give it, the only level at which we can provide ourselves with a new politics. of
Europe
power
needs to
security in Europe,
basically
and by the
figure out a way to
this
win a
is an
ground
excellent
war.
ground of cooperation between King Starmer,
Yeah.
Emmanuel Macron, and the other EU leaders in the next
Ground
years.
war.
We have still 3 years.
Europe need your help basically. You need to figure out how to win a ground war. Only because we can't use 35. no F-35 stealth. I mean, how do you win the world? So. Okay.